Do you remember what we did last episode?
If you're thinking what I'm thinking, yes. Most of you know, Lights Out and Away We Go is basically a racing term. And it's when Ted Kravitz.
I'm sorry. How am I the only one?
What do you mean?
Guess who agreed with me?
Yes, Ted Kravitz.
We profusely apologize to both Ted Kravitz and David Crofty.
Terribly sorry about what happened. I mean, I don't know what happened, what was going through our minds, what was going through my mind when I was editing this video. Because I saw it like at least...
we both of us saw it so many hundreds of times. And then we were like, yeah, Ted Kravitz. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to repeat. Lights Out and Away We Go is said by David Crofty. Yes, we are right.
We are right this time.
Thank you for the couple of people who actually engaged and
thank you so much, the guys in the comments. Thank you so much for catching our mistake. We will refrain from doing such silly mistakes in the future. I mean, of course, we'll be doing a lot more.
Yeah,
but I'm sure you guys are there.
Exactly.
Yes.
You guys are there to correct us. We're on a journey together.
Yes, we are.
Wow. Sounds so philosophical.
Overwhelming response.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for it. We got an amazing response, not only from people we know, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, that was quite a surprise because I only shared it among my close circle. We also got of the people that we don't know watch the podcast.
Yeah, and then actually engage with us.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So be not dummies anymore.
Yeah.
Even though it's F1 for dummies. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
So we're going into a second episode.
Lights Out, Down Under.
Yes, Lights Out, Down Under.
Down Under.
We're going to Australia, mate.
Australia.
Yeah, so what do we have for this episode? We're just starting out the season, the 2025 season.
So excited.
Very excited.
So many months have gone by without F1. Without any scrap of news, and suddenly everything is thrown at us.
Yeah, so much new things.
Yeah, so many things. By the time I got up, I missed FP1, I missed FP2. I had so much of work. Luckily, this guy caught it. He knows what happened in the first two practice sessions.
It was amazing, surprising, and a little bit disappointed because, of course, I mean, we're not wearing the Ferrari Reds anymore. Happy for that, for Leclerc getting FP1.
FP1, he was P5?
No. He was P1.
No, he was not P1.
He was FP1, he was P1.
No, you're wrong.
Well,
you want to fact check?
We'll fact check. It was Lando Norris.
I didn't watch it. I saw the results. So Charles Leclerc was P3.
I mean, there was a double podium for Ferrari, but if you look at Ferrari 2024, Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, he's not there anymore.
He's not there anymore. That's why I'm wearing some sort of blue because...
but that actually surprised me. I didn't expect Carlos to be in...
Yeah, but it's FP1, I think so. I mean, the lap times are also not very consistent.
See, lap times are not that far away. If you look at the last practice session, that is in free practice 2, you'll see that they did 1:16, a minute 16.
Exactly.
So it's only a second faster. It's not like they're not sandbagging that much.
I mean,
they were on harder tires. They were not on.
Came to FP2, which is where they were running the softer tires. They were, much fast. I mean, the other cars were much faster. The real pace.
What do you mean, other cars? See, it's still McLaren, Ferrari.
But yeah, we don't have Williams. Williams goes down the order.
Williams does go down, but I feel like they were on harder tires. See, they're still doing.
They were soft. They were on the soft
tire. Yeah. They won't test soft tire till FP3.
No, they did.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, the point of it, yes, Australia is here out. We're going to talk about the track condition. And then you have a special one for us.
Before we get into all the nuances of what happened, who happened, what they did and everything.
Who happened, it seems. Wow, geez, good.
Who happened? Like, who is the sensation of the weekend?
Okay, sorry, yes.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Can you tell me a bit about the track condition, Arjun? What do you expect? Because I know that they're expecting rain.
I mean, racing in the rain is very, very, obviously it's very tricky. Normal dry condition, there's a dry racing line. Okay, so it is the fastest path that a car can take around a racetrack. That is what a racing line is. And in dry conditions, there is a set path, right? And it's the fastest path around the track. And what happens is there is a lot of rubber that gets peeled off the tire as the car keeps going around the track.
Yeah.
Right? So that tire rubber that gets peeled off goes to the side where there is cars don't usually take. The path that they usually take, the rubber goes off to the side, right? So now that part is actually slippery in dry conditions. It's not recommended that you go on that because the tires that they use are smooth. These tires, I'll put up a picture again. Okay, the tires are smooth, right? So they don't grip when when the ground is uneven. So smooth on smooth is the best way to get the most grip out of the
Most traction, if I'm
most traction, most grip out of the track. But when it's raining, you will see that drivers often switch lines.
Correct.
They go off the racing line. They go on to the part where the rubber was because they use tires that have a tread on it. So a tread meaning like our normal cars, right? The cars that we use, they all have treads. They all weather tires. Basically, a wet weather tire on a Formula 1 car is basically that. It's like an all weather tire.
Yeah, it looks like a normal car.
It looks like a normal car tire.
Exactly, yeah.
Because it needs to grip onto the road and leave gaps for the water to go through.
Correct.
Right. So if you actually go off the racing line onto the part of the track where there's rubber, it's going to grip a lot easier.
Okay.
So that is something that most drivers are not very comfortable doing because you're going off the racing line.
And also
it's
also
unorthodox.
Also, the difference between an experienced driver and a rookie.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of that. And if it rains, I'm very excited.
1/4 of the grid are rookies.
Oh yeah.
Meaning that if it rains,
actually, yeah.
I
forgot that. Yeah.
If it rains, we're gonna have, as everyone expects, n number of red flags. And red flags, for those who don't know, the whole race stops until the track is cleared because of an incident, a racing incident, people crashing into the other. Okay, the whole race stops. And yellow flag is
when there's debris on the track or if the car gone off the track onto the gravel.
The cars are still in motion.
They don't stop the race. But they go slower.
But red light's been stopped. Anyway,
so it's like a pace car that comes out and controls the speed of the cars. They can't go above a certain limit. They can't pass that pace car. A pace car in Formula 1 is called a safety car.
Yeah.
So
anyway, the point is that we're gonna see a lot of action.
Yeah.
Let's go to your hot lap.
Okay.
Give us a brief. So, also just to note, this is the wheel that he's using currently.
Yeah. Okay. To talk about that, it's a Logitech G923. I had a Logitech G29 before, so it's not much of an upgrade. The last time he said it was one expensive wheel.
It is still expensive.
It is expensive, but for those of you who do sim racing and you're watching this, know that this is the entry level to sim racing.
I don't care. It's still expensive.
It is expensive, but it is an expensive thing to do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
F1 is expensive.
It's expensive. Okay. The hot lap.
Yes, to the hot lap.
So this is the penultimate corner. Okay. Onto the straight, which is at least we're supposed to take this in 6th gear, but I took it in 5th gear.
Okay.
A fairly short straight coming up the first turn, a very sharp right, and then goes on to a very easy left. You have to stick to the inside of that left corner, otherwise you're going to lose a lot of time. Cannot lift here. Easy to spin out on this corner, which is turn 3.
Okay.
And then coming up on turn 4. Again, carry as much speed as you can onto this part of the track. This is very easy to lose the car. You have to keep the foot planted. This is turn 5.
Oh, this is
where I said, this is where you overtake, and they removed that part of the. There was a chicane there, and then they removed it.
Okay.
This happened a couple of years back. So. This is a DRS zone, right?
Okay.
So you have a fast left and right. Like turn 9, 10. So over here is another DRS zone. It's very easy to if you mess up, it's easy for you to give up the position. You have to be very careful.
Okay.
So people on older tires and people on newer tires, there's going to be a lot of fights on that part of the track.
Okay.
So
you're going to see a lot of action there.
A lot of action there.
Okay.
So this has been hot lap of Albert Park. But I'm a lot slower than the guys that did.
Yeah, I mean 119.
Yeah, 119. What can I say? I'm rusty. It's been so long since I played this game.
I mean, no worries. I mean, I
Yeah.
think we're just starting. I think you'll get better as we go.
Maybe.
I mean, so but yeah, one that's a good outlap. I mean, I think we saw all the expected corners.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a clean lap.
It was a clean lap, which is what mattered most.
Yeah, that's why he's a technical guy, and I didn't understand anything he said. He said about lines, he said about turns.
Yeah, so like I said, I talked about the racing line. That's the line that you take around Albert Park.
Okay, yeah, that's probably the racing line. And for those of you who don't know, he also mentioned something called DRS, which is called drag reduction system. In the first video that we talked about it, I think he explained a bit about the aerodynamics, right?
Yeah, I talked about an aeroplane wing.
Yeah,
which is
inverted. So in an F1 aerodynamics, right, you have also something called drag.
Yeah.
And your drag essentially pulls you back, meaning that's drag, okay? In a straight, you need the maximum forward force, which is thrust. So you need minimum drag, right? So that you have your wing, right? It opens up. That's called the DRS, if I'm not wrong. You'll correct me.
So you basically
You will correct me.
You will also correct us.
Yeah.
Basically he was right. So the flap, the wing was then made into a flap which can open and close in certain parts of the track. So it's not like you can have it open at all times because
tracks.
it's very dangerous. The car can easily spin out, or it can easily just it can't have any grip.
You
on
need
the turns.
drag for the turns.
Yeah.
But you don't need drag for the
Yeah, you don't need.
straights.
Yeah, obviously, because you need maximum speed, like he said.
Exactly.
So in certain parts of the track, when you are within a second for the car in front,
Correct. Oh yeah, that's a rule. Yeah.
it's a rule. So if you are within a second to the car in front, then you get DRS. So it's like it helps you overtake. It just keeps things interesting.
It keeps basically some of the things that's much different than other racing formats like NASCAR or IndyCar. You basically have rules to engage. So within the car has to come within a second, and then you have strategies coming up on how to even overtake.
No, I don't think that. I think they leave that to the racers.
Obviously, yeah. Exactly.
But like you said, there are some things that the engineers do control. That the team
I'm talking
principals
about
do control.
even the racing strategy.
Yeah,
For
racing
example,
strategy definitely.
But for example, like a guy won't overtake. If I've seen this, he will not overtake if he has the DRS and he comes close. He will not overtake at the beginning. He will try to overtake as close as to the end as possible. So that even
DRS.
after he overtakes, the other guy does not take DRS and tries to basically overtake him again. So that I saw, I think, the start of the 2023 season with Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen.
In Austria?
In Sakir, the opening. So what Charles Leclerc won it.
He won.
And there was some amazing racing because the opening straight was basically a DRS zone, and then
it's a huge straight also.
Yeah.
The Bahrain track. It's a big straight.
I went there.
Yeah, he went there.
I went there.
I think we talked about it last time.
I really did.
We're going to talk about every episode.
I have to.
Thank you for rubbing it in my face.
He has not been to an F1 race, and I have, and we're running.
And I'm the older fan, so.
And he's a proper technical fan.
Yeah.
Anyway,